Nigel Cecil, calling things out.
Hello Chakabatis, welcome. Thank you for getting in touch via our email address. Hilary and I really do appreciate it, bringing to our attention your comments, views, observations and questions, which gives rise to the question for this video, a question indeed. Should Equity, which they did a few days ago, have published on their website on behalf of all their members, 50,000 of them, support for the resident doctors' strike? You're saying, Nigel, please will you discuss this and stimulate some discussion? What it is, we'll try, because we always try to present the facts, endeavour indeed, equally and fairly on both sides of the topic. You see, some of you amongst our fair-minded and equitable friends are somewhat fearful, especially when it comes to showbiz issues, of putting your head above the parapet, because there's a feeling within showbiz, within Equity and similar organisations, that if you express a view which doesn't fall into line with the accepted view, you'll get cancelled. So you keep your head down. But now you're saying, Nigel, please stimulate a little bit of discussion. It's also true to say, isn't it, Hilary? And you're not far behind moi at our ages. We were cancelled many years ago. So we get on with this, and these videos are a little bit of creative fun, serious, but also, as Kenny Everett used to say, all meant in the best. I can't get my legs up that high, Hilary. All meant, Kenny Everett, all meant in the best possible taste. Right, back to being serious. You see, this is the thing about showbiz. We can swap from being serious to also having a bit of a laugh. Because where would we be without a laugh? Here, down in the dumps. Someone, well, it's laugh, and the world laughs with you. So in all these troubles that are going on now, Hilary, I'm sorry, I'm digressing again. Hilary's waving at moi. Back to Equity, Equity, and supporting the resident doctor strike. Now, if you think about it, the General Secretary of Equity in this statement has been very critical of the Labour Party and the Labour government. We've got the statement, we'll read it out shortly. But one has to consider about trade unions and where they stand in the whole movement. You see, socialism had two arms. We mentioned this before in videos. There was the political arm, which was the Labour Party, and the workers' arm, which was the trade unions. So one would expect both arms work together in solidarity, helping each other. I put my hands up there just for a change. Don't usually move my hands because it detracts, doesn't it? But anyway, both arms working together in synchronicity. I love that word, synchronicity. I'm digressing again. So when it comes to a situation where Equity are supporting the resident doctors, and Wes Streeting, I think they're starting discussions again, aren't they, Hilary? Yes, but Wes Streeting is saying, no way. And the trade union then appears to come out against the Labour government. The Labour Party, that's one arm tussling with the other. Where does that leave us? And also, some of you are saying, well, Equity is supposed to be about professionalism. Why is it getting involved in this? Because some of you, like many trade unionists, don't really get involved in the politics of the trade union. We've had that explained to us several times, because you're trade unionists when you go to work. When you're in work, you need the protection of the trade union. But when you're not in work, when it comes to politics, why be involved in the trade union? Because you may be Conservatives, yes. You may be Nigel Farage and Reform. You may be the Liberal Democrats. You may be Green. All sorts of different opinions. So if one particular trade union gets driven by a mantra, a progressive, radical mantra, an ideology, especially you'll say, well, we can't be bothered voting. We don't want to know anything about that. But then when it digresses also and starts making political statements, you say, is that really in our best interests? Now, of course, there's nothing in Equity's rules now to stop Equity supporting other workers, because workers together united, solidarity comrades, as they would say, well, it brings results. But of course, there is this feeling now that equity is perhaps going too far in pushing politics from resilience to resistance, as the president said not all that long ago, echoing those words now. Resilience to resistance. So let's just have a look at Paul Fleming's statement, opening by having a go at the Labour Party. This is what Paul Fleming had to say. The clue is supposed to be in the name of the Labour Party, let alone a Labour government, that they stand on the side of working people. Far from undermining the union movement, as the Health Secretary has preposterously claimed today that the British Medical Association has surpassed the draconian hurdles to industrial action, strengthens the lot of all working people. A statement published a few days ago on Equity's website from Paul W. Fleming, the Equity General Secretary. And to be fair to everyone, amongst our fair-minded and equitable friends, there's at least one who've been a long-standing member of the Labour Party and activists over many years. And when we mentioned this statement about Paul Fleming to them as they'd got in touch, they said, the Labour Party? The Labour Party of today is nothing like the Labour Party I believe the Labour Party should be, especially when they joined. So giving support to what Paul Fleming is saying about the Labour Party and probably the Labour government. But then the statement goes on talking about workers and relating things to equity, because it starts off by saying equity members, like doctors and workers across the economy, are tired of having hard-won pay and conditions eroded. Pay restoration for doctors is a moderate demand, and the Health Secretary and Prime Minister would do well to be working tirelessly to reach an agreement for doctors and patients alike, rather than grandstanding like bad bosses in the media, What do you think of that? Do get in touch with our email address and let us know, because we value your opinion, because it guides us as to what we should be saying on your behalf to stimulate discussion. And of course, it references Equity's motto, to all artists good work, to all workers good art, and to all doctors fair pay, solidarity. To all doctors fair pay, a statement made on behalf of all Equity members. Is this a political step too far for Equity? Should it be concentrating on professional interests in the workplace first and foremost, or is it just generally solidarity to all workers? Once again, do let us know. And until the next time, good work, good art, and in showbiz, better keep your fingers crossed. Professional solidarity, comrades, together.
Please hit the subscribe button and join us again, because together every viewer helps. Thank you.